Hi, this is John Moakler of Moakler Wealth Management. I'm going to be embarking on a series of interviews of key people that support doctors, dentists, and business owners and bring unique value to the table. And so, for the best advice on how to protect you and your family, I'd like you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell notifications to be notified when we launch a new video. Now, the first interview out of the gate is going to be with a gentleman by the name of Rick Goldring. And Rick is a certified financial planner and chartered life underwriter with Goldring Financial Leadership, Inc. Now, Rick works with doctors, dentists, and business owners and brings comprehensive financial planning, tax, estate, and retirement income plans. So I hope you enjoy this interview. Rick Goldring, thank you for joining me here today. Now, you've had an interesting career in the financial services sector, as well as serving as an elected official. How did your career start?
Well, John, I was in my last year of university at McMaster. I was taking a degree in economics, and I happened to have an introduction to the manager of Sun Life in Hamilton, and we hit it off very well. And I was really taken by what he was offering at Sun Life, that I could be in my own business, I could serve clients, I could really make a major impact on helping people protect their families in the event of premature death. If mom died or dad died, there'd be money left for the survivor to look after their children. So that was very much what attracted me to the business, and the ability to be in my own business and work as hard as I wanted to work. And that's how I started with Sun Life back in 1979.
Now, you also had a life event that really brought home why this made an impression upon you, because something happened during your lifetime. Can you share that with the audience?
Yeah, I was born on my dad's 45th birthday. My dad was a bank manager, and my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and she was a teacher originally and was in human resources in the insurance industry, but she was a stay-at-home mom when I was younger. When I was about 10 or almost 10, my dad had a major heart attack, and he almost died. And it was very, very hard and taxing on my mom. And my mom told me much later, how bad it was with my dad. And he was able to survive for a number of years, but it did change our family dramatically. My mom had to go back to work as a teacher to take the financial pressure off my dad. My dad was able to retire, but without my mom, he wouldn't have been in that good position, being able to retire and stop working from being a bank manager. And I look at what happened there. If my dad had died, it would have been very dire circumstances for my family. And then I fast forward to the 1980s or 1990s, when the industry in Canada, the insurance industry, introduced critical illness insurance. I've often thought, if my dad had critical illness insurance when he had his heart attack in the 1960s, it would have been a very different set of circumstances for my family. So I'm very much been affected by that, and I think about that on a regular basis, and how life insurance, how critical illness insurance, and how disability insurance can play a major role in the protection of families.
Now you believe in this product because you actually purchased it for yourself. So tell us a little bit about that. But you've also had clients that have purchased it, and they've actually had these life events happen. So share that with the audience.
When critical illness insurance came out in Canada, and it was in the 90s, when I found out about it, I bought $500,000 of coverage. And the reason I bought it is because of the experience of my dad. I didn't want to be in the same position. I didn't want to be in a position where I had a heart attack, and that put enormous amount of stress, on me and my family. And that's why I bought it. And as a result, and I still have it, I still have critical illness insurance. So if I have a heart attack, a stroke, or life-threatening cancer, or any of the long list of different critical illnesses, I will get a paycheck, tax-free. With regard to people that I've served over the years, I've set up a number of different critical illness insurance policies, and 3 have actually paid out. One client developed prostate cancer. He was paid out enough money to pay off his mortgage. That's what we bought the policy for, and there was money there to do that.
Great. Yeah.
Another good friend and client that had a major heart attack, and he wanted to give himself some comfort and buy some time if he had a heart attack or something happened to him. And he did have a heart attack, and he did have money be paid to him that really caused him to be in a position where he didn't have to work for a year, and he could recover very easily. And the
No, that's great.
third situation was a lady that developed breast cancer. And again, a claim was paid, and it really bought some peace of mind, and it took some pressure off she and her family.
No, those are all great stories, because when you hear about critical illness, some people say, "Yeah, but it never pays out." But it does, because over my career, I've had similar examples as well. Now, in 2006, your career veered in a totally different direction. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, John, I was always interested in politics as a kid, and I remember 1968 attending a rally that the Liberals had for Pierre Trudeau in Burlington, and one the Conservatives had for Robert Stanfield in Hamilton. So that goes back to 1968.
Wow.
Fast forward in 2006, I had a lot of interest in environmental issues, and I still do for that matter. I joined the Green Party, and I became the Green Party candidate in the federal election of 2006. Needless to say, I didn't win, but I did make a good impression on a number of people. And I had a number of people in the community encourage me to run for city council. So there was an election in the fall of 2006 that I ran for a ward position as a ward councillor. I was successful becoming a councillor in 2006. In 2010, a number of people encouraged me to run for mayor. And I'd always thought about it a long time before that. That I aspired to be mayor. I ran in 2010, I was successful. I ran in 2014 for re-election. I was successful. I ran again to be re-elected in 2018. I was not successful, but that did allow me to come back into the financial business and serve clients and serve people in a different way after that election in 2018.
No, that's a great career, giving back to the community, and actually being a business owner. You probably brought a lot of good thought processes to government, which we desperately need now. Now, it's very interesting. Is there an overlap between being an elected official and being a financial planner?
Well, the overlap is serving others. And when you're a financial advisor, you work with a client, you work with their family in a very more narrow and focused way, and helping them achieve their goals and objectives, monitoring their progress along the way to the achievement of those goals. And when you're mayor of a city the size of Burlington, which is almost 200,000 people, it's your job to help address and implement the hopes, dreams, aspirations of almost 200,000 people. So it's similar in its service, and you're listening very carefully to what people want and what they want to achieve. But it's very different in the fact that there is very different and conflicting views in a community, that the big challenge is finding consensus and being able to make decisions that the vast majority of people would support. But it's not simple, and it's not easy. But as a mayor, you have to come up with budgets every year, and you come up with some financial plans for the short term, midterm, and longer term. You come up with plans, period, for growing your city and developing in a certain way. So there is certainly some similarities in serving clients in the financial sector, in the financial arena, as well as being in an elected official and serving hundreds of thousands of people.
Okay, so in 2018, you were not reelected, and of course, that was probably a bit of a, you stepped back, you reevaluated your life, and you decided to return to the financial planning world after serving as mayor for 8 years. What was that transition like? And tell us a little bit about your practice since 2019.
Well, I always wanted to go back in the business at some point, and I was hoping it was going to be in 2022 after one more term as mayor. That wasn't the case. So the way I'm looking at it is that I have a longer runway to be in the business, going back in the business in 2018, actually 2019, before I really started in earnest. It was a challenge. I mean, much had changed in the 8 years I was mayor. Much had changed in the business, and I didn't have a client base that I could continue to serve. I had an associate that was working with me that has done a great job of working with my clients. And there's no way after 8 years I could elbow my way back in and work with those clients. So I was starting fresh for all intents and purposes. I held on to a handful of clients, but I was starting fresh. And it was a challenge. It was very much a challenge after being in 8 years as mayor, where I was coddled. I had a IT department. I had somebody setting my schedule. I was spoiled. And I when I was elected mayor in 2010, somebody said, "What's the best part about being mayor?" And I was joking when I said, "Well, people call me back." You go back in the financial sector and you want to expand your business, you want to meet people that I knew as mayor. People didn't call me back as quickly as they did when I was mayor. So it was very different, and I expected it would be. But I persisted, and now that after a couple of years back in the business, I'm thrilled about what I've been able to accomplish, the people I've been able to work with, and including yourself, John. That it's been a great experience so far being back in the business, and I'm more inspired than ever to continue my career as a financial advisor.
Yeah, no, you and I both have the same, what's called a managing general agency and financial horizons. And I was a guest speaker in Burlington in I think the summer of 2019,
A
where
few
there
years
was
ago.
80 people in the audience. And
Yeah.
I was there because I'm also on the board of Advocates, the Financial Planners Association. So I was giving back by doing the Advocates presentation, but then I also had an opportunity to talk a little bit about my practice and what I was doing. And I put out a call to look for someone to work with in the Hamilton Burlington area. I had like 8 people put their hands up, and after going through the different candidates, you were obviously the best one to work with. So tell the audience a little bit about how we're working together and what you've learned so far.
And certainly, John, I want to thank you for the opportunity, because it's been a wonderful opportunity for me to get back in the business. And you've had a great career working with doctors and dentists, and I've learned a great deal from you. But we decided to work together. Originally, we were going to be doing dinner seminars, which we've done a few before the pandemic. But we've done some presentations together, and we've met a lot of people, and we've had the opportunity to serve a lot of people and completing comprehensive wealth and risk management financial plans, and providing some clear direction for clients that they didn't have before. So that's one of the things I've enjoyed mostly working with you, John, is that you had developed very thorough processes that are critically important to follow in order for people to be successful, in order for us to work with clients in the most effective way possible. It's by being on a track and having a focus and having a process to follow to make sure that we can guide our clients accordingly, that they have some clarity as to the direction they want to go, and they have some clarity as to the direction that they need to go and the track they need to run on, and how they can facilitate and how they can achieve their financial objectives. That's what I've enjoyed mostly, John, about working with you, is you've got a clear process that you follow, which I've learned a great deal from.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for giving back. I want to thank you for your time today, and I hope I can come back and interview you again, because I know you've got some key strategies and in some areas that are very unique in the industry that you're starting to develop that I think the audience would like to hear about. So I want to thank you for your time today, and for giving back, and for being an elected politician, and for stepping away from the industry. We need more people like you in politics. So thanks very much for spending the time with me today.
Thanks very much, John.
I hope you enjoyed that interview with Rick Goldring, former mayor of the city of Burlington, and now financial planner with Goldring Financial Leadership, Inc. If you would like to develop your own comprehensive financial and retirement plan, click on one of the links below to apply to become my client. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share it with a friend. I want to thank you for watching. And always remember, when we develop financial plans for our clients, we always make sure that their money outlives them in retirement.